every one of you is double where you are right now. In the name of Jesus. As at the time I return, this time next year. So watch. Watch. That's why I've never seen any businessman like God. Because I can't find anybody using his model. So let me do it. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15, 16, 17 said that there are pillars of wisdom. Maybe I should show it to you. There are 4 pillars of wisdom. How many of you want to start operating on high level wisdom? Especially financial wisdom, but wisdom. You get wisdom, you get wealth. There are 4 pillars of wisdom revealed in the scripture, especially the book of Proverbs, but I won't go beyond that. The first is ignorance. Yes. That's that you must recognize that you don't have it. Like Solomon. I'm a little boy, and now they've made me king in the place of my father. I don't know how to go out or to come in. Once you show meekness, you are ready to break through into insight. What prevents insight is pride. The price for wisdom is meekness. Acknowledge that you don't know. Whenever you meet people that are ahead of you, take that disposition. It's called meekness. Everyone say meekness. So what produces that is by acknowledging the areas you're struggling, areas you are not doing well. And if you have wisdom, you should be succeeding. But the reason you're not succeeding, there are some things missing. So the first pillar of wisdom is ignorance. Acknowledge that you don't know. Solomon said, I don't know how to go about or come in. These people you've asked me to lead is a great people, and they are tough. The children of Israel. He said, now give thy servant understanding. The second pillar of wisdom is now knowledge. Ignorance is the absence of truth, especially specific insight that can deal with your area. Why truth is the accumulation of facts or accumulation of truth, accumulation of insight in an area. Because it can be general or specialized knowledge. The third pillar is understanding. So knowledge is knowing what it is. Understanding is knowing what it means. Understanding is now the assimilation of knowledge. You've read that place. You are even preaching it. What does it mean you don't know? So, as long as you don't know, what you can only transfer to people is knowledge, information. Understanding is revelation. Nobody gets to wisdom till he passes that bridge of understanding. And then the last pillar is wisdom, which is application. It is not wisdom because you know it. It becomes wisdom when you do it. Application of knowledge. So you hear people say knowledge is power. No, it's not. Knowledge is only potential power. But it now becomes power when you apply it. So wisdom is knowing how to use it or how to apply it. And actually, wisdom is using it. After you have applied, you now gain mastery, gain applied knowledge. That's what wisdom is. This man now has skills. He has know-how, technology. And you need to know their spiritual technologies, not just computer technologies, not just factoring and for health technology. Spiritual technology. It comes only to those who are practitioners. Then beyond wisdom, this one takes people away from wisdom. Yes, it's foolishness. Foolishness is different from ignorance. Ignorance is that I don't know. Foolishness is that I know, but I decided to walk away from it. So like Adam that ate the forbidden fruit, he knew the consequences. But the problem is, here is, I have two relationships. One person, I don't see. He only comes at the cool of the day. This one is with me, and I like her. What should I do? He chose his wife over God. His wife had ignorance. She was deceived. Adam was foolish. His own was counted as treason. It was disobedience. Foolishness is what happened to Solomon that was given all this wisdom. He prospered. Towards the end, he followed his wives to go and start worshiping idols. And the Lord appeared to him 2 times at the beginning, commanded him against this, even told him about the type of women he should be going with. And he obeyed. And wisdom made him wealthy, made him wise, made him great, made him everything. And that's what is happening to some of you. And I'm going to pause again. I'm going to pause again for another prayer of correction. Some of you have walked with God, followed the principles of God. You see what I just said about somebody, a preacher. It's the same thing that brought him to height. It's the same thing that got him flying aircraft. It's the same thing that built all those. It's the same thing. Towards the end, it's not starting well or it's finishing well. So at that moment, when God comes and says, you are foolish, stupid. Because you know. But you made that choice because 5 minutes of pleasure. You went to sleep with somebody's wife. What did she offer you? You don't know that if compromise brings you to the top, compromise will keep controlling you while you're on top. Because that thing is never yours. So you have to keep servicing the compromise to stay there. If Joseph slept with Potiphar's house and he was promoted, that promotion, if it is money, the money is at her disposal. Anytime you annoy her, she will withdraw it. And that threat is what will keep you compromising. But the blessing of God make it rich and adds no sorrow. It has no side effects. It has no side effects. For example, now, I've been on this trip, US, here, and one of my challenges, adding weight. Anytime I come to the Western country. So they introduced me to 5 foods that adds no calories. They add health values. Carrots, plum, like, I can eat plum by 11 p.m. in the night. Okay, when I want to watch something on TV, let's assume we want to watch a movie, watch late night movie, and Pastor and I sit. So if we go to sleep, it will be popcorn. If we sit at home, we have to look. I don't want to sleep. I need something to be chewing. So what is that? Give me 2 carrots. Because eating by 11 is committing suicide gradually. So, but now I've found how to do it. Add no calorie. Instead of helping my kidneys, helping my heart. You know, plum is heart medicine. Bitter. A bitter is very bitter. Made from aloe vera and some other bitter. It's a combination of 4 bitter stuff. You know. That's crash blood sugar. Crash BP. It crashes like this. Wow! It works better than all these drugs I give you. And I like natural solution. No side effect. Let me give you a warning. It's a warning now. There will be some things in the days of ignorance God will let you get away with. Get away with. Get away. But He will be training you. Finally, you go beyond knowledge. Because even when you are in knowledge, you are just a step away from ignorance. You just have knowledge. Many of you is not working. Just keep going. Because you still need to work on knowledge to get out the deliverables from it. It has to reach understanding. You have to be a person of meditation, a person who prays in the spirit, and the thing will start breaking down. Because when you have knowledge, you are like somebody who ate a lot of food. And at the end of the day, you go and throw it away in the toilet, flush it out. Understanding is when you start digesting the food and start getting the ingredients you need for your health. You're not taking it to produce a healthy life. It's not impacting your life. Of course, wisdom is when you are getting results. You can tell the one that is wise or the one that is not the results. I'm going to say it again. It is not being able to talk about something. You can tell the one that has wisdom from the one that doesn't with results. When somebody has results, even if he doesn't have too much talk, listen to him more. In that field where he has results. A preacher was talking in Nigeria. He said, I like the book of Proverbs. I don't like the book of Ecclesiastes. He said because Solomon wrote Proverbs when he was beginning his journey, when God gave him wisdom, while he was on a high-flying plane. And he wrote Ecclesiastes after he has made his stupid mistakes. And it's true. It's actually true. So he said, that's why I only like the book of Proverbs. He said, because at Ecclesiastes, man has dabbled with all these many women, dabbled with idolatry, dabbled with all that. You know what God did for him? There's something called the sure mercies of David. The covenant was not made with Solomon, it was made with David. If your children turn away from me, I will flog them. I will correct them. But my loving kindness and my mercy will I not take away from them. So Solomon came back to the Lord before he died. And it was his lessons that he was now putting for us. You should even value the book double if you had sense. If he died in sin, died and got lost, it would have been a problem. Then Jesus will not be quoting him in the New Testament because Jesus said, greater than Solomon has come. It won't be a reference point. But God put 3 of his books in the Bible. 3. Because when people go off and they're able to find a way to correct themselves, correct their paths, they come with double wisdom. But now they know what to do to succeed. They also know what not to do. They also know how to correct your failures when you go in that wrong direction. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? Now, what is this connection with the coaching? The climax of this coaching? Because you guys just took me away from the supernatural direction back to wisdom. But all of them are components of grace. In Ephesians 5, verse 15, 16, 17, this is what he said. Put it up. That we are to walk circumspectly and not as fools, but as wise. That we are to walk in wisdom. Where, as God's children, should be demonstrating prudence. Not as fools, but as wise. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. One of my tools of consulting is this. One of the ways you know a wise man, because there are 7 ways you do, is his ability to redeem time. You know what you do? What is redeeming the time? Buy it back. You know what is redeeming the time? Buy it up. Pastor Ike. People come to UK, and my daughter want to do this. People come to UK. The rat race to survive, to make money, consumes all their time. So they don't have time for God. They don't have time for the things, the kingdom. They don't have time for their destiny. They don't have time for their family. They don't have time for their marriage, their children. They don't have time for their health. They don't have time until one day they find that the vehicle packs up. And where's the money you wasted all your life? They don't have it. Okay, where are the dollars? That's what I asked of you. They don't have. So, and I decided I need to study what the Western world does to people. They come in here, all the core important values, love, family, children, their destiny, their spiritual life, everything. They threw it away in pursuit of rat race. I'm going to give you guys a secret. The Bible said you should buy back your time. Wealth is measured into 3 ways, but I'll give you 2 today. One is value that you are creating that will impact other people's life. The second is time that you're able to have for yourself. If you're making a lot of money, but you have lost control of your life, you're in great poverty. You need to buy back your time so you can have time to pursue the most important things that will matter at the end. You have a beautiful wife, no time. Because you work in the morning, you work in the night. There are 5 ways to do it. Let me give you 2 or 3. 1, delegation. You know why I can be here? I've been in America, I've been in Canada, I'm here, I'm give you guys all this time. I have businesses because I don't do it. Instead of, and this is what Harvard taught, instead of owning the 100, bring 20% to 30%. Use it to give some other people ownership that can take the business like it's their own. So they can free you to pursue higher things. I don't think you heard me. You didn't hear me. This is one of the ways you do it. Give some other person a part ownership of your business. Search out for problems that exist. Create solution to meet it. That's how you prosper. There are enough problems on earth that you can cash in on to make as much money as you need. Find the need that exists. Come out with a solution. If you can't create a solution, find somebody that has a solution somewhere. Be the middleman that transport it, that market it to the people that need it. And fill in that gap with how much you want to make. If you're going to remain successful and not be knocked out by competitors, let the value you give always be bigger than what you charge. You're going to charge this, offer this size of value. If anybody comes to compete and take part of your market share or take part of your, step it up. There is one of the ways you buy your time that has been done for years, for ages. People are doing it. That's one they call make your money work for you. You know that? By investing. But then I ask you guys in UK here, how much does your stock and your bonds and whatever pay? 3, maximum 4%. So you don't cut down the tree because you want to do consumption. Leave the tree. Just be plucking the fruit and be giving. Hello? So if you want to buy back your time, I'm going to tell you that you have to do beyond working. You need to create something that you own. Everyone say enterprise. Say entrepreneurship. Say business. You have to. I don't care whether it's a school you're going to start, whether it's a gym, but it must be something that is connected to the needs. Don't learn these wicked acts of creating the problem. We have enough problems. Don't go and add to human problems. I will park you on the road. And your guy inside is still fine. The driver is fine, but his tires are busted. So he has to come out and repair his car, or he's not moving. And God did not give us the privilege of changing car every 4 years. If these 2 tires have been using for 55 years, and he's going to carry me till 90. And they said aging starts from the feet. Just like decay starts from the tongue. You see, when people die, first thing you have to treat their tongue and their intestine. That's where the body will rot in from. That's what some after the stomach will blow. So sometimes they even cut it off. Cut up, remove it. The body can stay. But while you are alive, if you want to know where the decay starts, from the feet. That's why you say you have to be walking it. Have to. Don't go to disco. Go to cry school. When they're doing praise in church, dance. It's part of exercise. Do you know that just clapping exercises every part of your body? You know there are nerve endings connected from here to the brain, to the lungs. So these people who do physiotherapy, there are places they touch, and some part of your brain will relax. There are places they touch here. The same thing with your feet. That's why they recommend earthing. You know what's earthing? Sometimes with no boots, no, just barefoot. Touch the ground, walk on the ground. Certain electromagnetic energies that you release back into the earth. You see the way you pick up thunder, but thunder, a lightning rod, is earthed. You don't just put it on top of your house. You connect it down to the ground, put a bag of salt. That thing that will have destroyed your house goes into the earth. That's how it is with your body. Sometimes you go to the beach because that's a beautiful place. Walk barefoot, remove those shoes. You are removing a lot of things, a lot of problems that take you to the doctors. You don't go to the beach, walk on bare ground. Sure, this UK have places you can walk. You guys are already blessed with a lot of exercise here. So I know you are working. Trust God to finally find something that you can create, that one you own, so that one day somebody decides to send you out or retire you or do whatever. You have something you want to fall back on. But when you get it, your business can become your nemesis. So before now, you used to close by 5 and go. Now you can't. Because everybody has to go before you can go. You think owning a business means you are now free. You have not seen anything. You have to be the one that will work harder than every other person. There is a way to do it. You can pay somebody beyond the normal pay to have a sense of ownership. Because what will happen is that they know your business. They go and create a competition. Give him something. Not just salary. Salary is good. Give him some form of equity in that business. Because there are other things. Some of you have ministries in you. But you can have a business running with a manager. If not, Monday to Friday, you're running up and down. When you come to preach, nothing is coming out. Those are the 2 prayers I'm going to pray. That whatever you are doing now, your earning power will skyrocket. But that God will open an opportunity for ownership. And it is better to own a leg of an elephant than to own the whole of a rat. So partnership solves all problems. have the know-how, I have the wisdom, you have the money. Let's come together and build this thing. You take this percentage, I take this percentage. So that you that have the money can go and focus on your life. And you don't have to worry. You can appoint a CFO to monitor your finance. Or you can appoint the accountant so that you are sure you are not being cheated. Let me run it. That's what Pharaoh did with Joseph. Run Egypt. Pharaoh can have his time to sit with the elders to plan for the future. Because you are so obsessed with the day-to-day activities, you don't have time for anyone. Then that time you buy back, invest it in the next level. Invest it in that thing that is your core, that you are called to do. That thing that is your passion. That thing. And over time, your calling will start paying you more than your career. Somebody hearing what I'm saying? Any pastor that wants to succeed in the West must be a bivocational pastor. Either a pastor and a businessman, a pastor and a professional. But there is wisdom on how to buy back time. Where you work, take a few people like Joseph. This is Joseph's wisdom. You mentor them. The Bible says he taught Pharaoh's senators wisdom and bound his princes at will. So he went among Pharaoh's. When Pharaoh put him in charge, instead of going to do a one-man show, he went among his and took a group of them into a school of wisdom. And Joseph mentored them and brought them up. They are the ones that now help him to run Egypt. So even if he's a company, like Hannah that is now management, you take maybe 3 and bring them up. And so they help you get this thing done because you only have 2 eyes. You don't see at your back. I don't care if there has to be 1 or 2 incentives that you offer. Maybe I should just give you this now. Now you are here. Ministry has 4 major levels. Make sure you don't ignore it. First is ministry to the Lord, and that is how you save yourself. Because this ministry to the Lord is also ministry to yourself. It's how you refuel yourself. Create time for your God and your spiritual life. But how busy your schedule is. Build into your phone, build into your laptop, build into your car, things that refuel you. So while you are driving to that work, you are also listening to things, worship and messages that are refueling you. Build it into your phone. So you can put earphone and sit in that train and you are gaining. So that 1 hour ride is not wasted. Buy back time. Second is ministry to your family. So if you are married, you have to know that your wife, spouse and children, you have to have time for that. If not, you miss the best things of life. Let me say something to women particularly. Because you are the nurturers. Remember that men and women, one is not better than the other, but they are different. And God made them different so they can complement. The reason God created differences is so that we will need each other and we will need Him. None of us has everything. Where I'm strong is where Pastor Sarah will be weak. And where I'm weak is where she's strong. That's the reason for marriage. If she's strong where I'm strong, weak where I'm weak, one of us is unnecessary. You know, if I pass a place once, bring me back, I will find a way. Something about my brain magnetizes maps and roads and other. But tell me to mention your phone number, Tell me to mention the car number. I can look at it. A444. When as I leave there, it's gone. Just don't know why I don't bother about it. But she will come 5 years. She will call the number for me. I don't understand. So I call her computer. Call the phone number. I don't understand. Birthdays. And if I remember your birthday, she's the one that reminded me. But sometimes I remember the children's birthday. I say, wake up and happy birthday to you. I'm sure, I hope they are not watching. But even if you're watching, it's the truth. All of us are not strong everywhere. There are areas where you are weak, areas where that's why we need each other. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? Nobody has it all. But now you see now, in marriage, the same difference is the reason you fight. Difference that is meant to complement. You start fighting. Why are you not? Marriage matures where you learn to accept differences, where you learn to celebrate each other's. Yes. She scatter. You are well organized. Make the bed. Everything has a place. You need somebody to scatter it sometime. Then let life have fun. If not, everywhere will be dull. You are Mr. Perfection. My friend, stop quarreling about everything. Relax. Let that home have laughter. Let there be laughter in that home. Stop complaining. She is the one that. So now do your own. Let her. You know now that this person is always forgetting the key. He's always forgetting. So everywhere you go, watch out for the key. Watch for the phone. Watch for the bag. Can even leave the bag. Watch for it. That is your contribution. That's why you are needed. You know what happened? As you mature, some of those things stop being an issue. And then as you mature, because the two shall become one. Some of you will rub off on her. Some of her will rub off on you. A better you emerges, a better her emerges. That is not so forgetful anymore. But the sanguine nature will still be there. That is Mr. Perfect, but has learned to relax. But that melancholy nature will still be there. To create your own trinity. You, your spouse, and your kids. Then minister in the church. Ministry in the church. And the lessons from home helps you in the church because it's a bigger family. Then finally, reaching your community and the world. Don't go starting, you want to change the world. Start with changing one person yourself by making time for your Creator. In the time you spend with Him, He works on you. Then move it further to changing one family. Noah saved only 8 people, his family. When that trumpet sound, make sure that you're not going to lose your wife in Babylon and your kids. You are taking them along with you. I need to just say one more. I need to get out of here. Then, like women, let me say this to you guys. How many blind eyes did Mary open? Mother of Jesus. How many crippled did she get walking? What about Zachariah? Wife of Zachariah, Elizabeth. How many deaf ears? How many crusades? What about Sarah, wife of Abraham? How many stadiums? How many churches did she plant? Succeed in raising one Jesus. Succeed in raising one John the Baptist. Succeed in raising one Isaac, and you have succeeded. You don't have to change the world to have changed the world. Change one family. Don't lose your key stuff. That's why you never try messing with your marriage. You mess with your marriage, you have messed with the destinies of those children. You don't call police for your spouse. You don't do any of those whatever. I don't care. Because you see, everybody sacrifices something to be great. Jesus sacrificed his life on the cross. Let that sacrifice, whatever you have gone through in that marriage, to make sure that it succeeds, be your own price that you pay. Because everybody must show his own mark. Where is your own mark? Everything cannot be a bed of roses. In this, whatever. No. Tell the Lord, this thing, it will be my own cross. So this family is going to make it. And you will see what God will do for you. 3 things that always leads to greatness. 1 is service. Service. Anywhere you walk, anywhere. If you're in leadership. Because the only way, I know it, the only way to break free from all this world system that is messed with creating businesses, your own enterprise. When they say you cannot eat, sell, or buy unless you take the mark, you better have your own schools. You better have your own hospitals. You better have your own businesses. You better have farms that create food or your own system of because that's what we protect believers in those days. Because this is what is called leadership, servant leadership. And you are constantly thinking about the well-being of. That is what will lead you to your heights. So, even in the industries where you work, you're constantly thinking about your customers, you're thinking about your organization, how to move not just your salary. So that affects you in the area of the kind of innovation, the kind of ideas that are coming to you. You want to start a business, do analysis, do survey of the environment, look for problems, challenges that people are facing and are not being addressed. Use business. Because you can solve human problems through non-profit method, through enterprise method, business method, through spiritual enterprise, ministry approach. And then the 4th will now be politics. Everybody thinks it's only politicians or government that should solve them, but you're wasting their time. There are 5 levels of government. You're in business, you're in government. Yes. Some businessmen are more powerful than presidents. If you are running a non-governmental civil society, you are in government. Civil society is more powerful than government. Red Cross is an NGO. United Nations is an NGO. You don't know. UNICEF is an NGO. So let me end. God said, this back to spiritual solution to this problem, because apart from enterprise and all that, I have told you that these people that are ruling world economy also belong to. Why? Why is it that all of these blessed men in the Bible operated covenants? Why? Spiritual world controls the physical. And if you don't have a hold in the spiritual world, they will mess up. Don't care what it is that you have in the 3rd dimension here, they can mess it up, including your company. So God said, and this one person you should make your partner. You start a business, making number 1 partner. Give him a stake. That's what we're teaching brethren. They say, okay, God, you are the chairman of this company. You're not saying, put it in writing, make it there, and give him his share. If it's 10%, you put it in writing, and the finance, the management know. And then when the net profit is finished and they come out with that, they are sharing all that, they take out his own and send. Not in talk. then you will see him come in there. Just Google now, you can easily see Colgate, the founder of that thing. What was he doing? Just trying to go into soap industry in New York. Then he started with 10% tithing. Then God so blessed him, he moved it to 20%. I'm not telling you that you must move. And he kept moving and moving and moving till he got around 45%. And he dominated the toothpaste, the different, the thing became a conglomerate of a chain of different things that people use, commodity territories, and he became such a huge billionaire and one of the greatest financial. Look at Rockefeller. Look at Rockefeller. Google now, you will see it. Rockefeller and tithing, you will see what I'm talking about. He started with 10%. That man owned most of the oil businesses in this world. Some of these today's billionaires also have their roots in that man. Long after he has gone, that his institution is still standing and one of the wealthiest in the whole world till today. You go there, he'll tell you that how it is tithing that got him there. You want to come now at the end, at the time of the finishing, and remove the bridge that brought out many. You that have come up with that word, where are you? You that think that the spiritual world does not count, where are you? Now you are up. Go and be the one that resolve those things for them. Make their working condition better. And everybody will want you, Joseph, get more promotion. Because you are there for us. When Joseph said, when I become prime minister, all of you will bow to me. They wanted to kill him. But when he finally matured, he saw that being in this position is to help his brethren. He said, God sent me to save your life. All of them cooperated with him. A vision to succeed, it must go from my vision to our vision, corporate vision. Let it go beyond personal vision to corporate vision. Everybody will come. That build into it the interest of others.